What's up, Buzz Squad? It's your boy Dalton, back at it again, bringing you a deck profile today. I'm going to be bringing you Messiah Arms, because you know that Soaring Sky Dragon, whatever they want to call it. I forgot what the name of the set was. It's not important. All that matters is that Messiah Arms is here, Dragon 8 is here, and I think it's about time we get on into it. So let's do that. So, my buddy is Protection Shell Siegblade. Kind of straightforward. If I could have made the item my buddy, I would have. But it's still a nice SP to have as the buddy. I really do like it. So let's get into these ratios and so forth. For the buddy, you need to run 4. He searches out both the items. He searches out the original item and the fusion item, if you want to call it that. And then when he's in Soul of Messiah Arms, your crit cannot be reduced by your opponent's card effects, which is always nice. And he has double attack to be cute. And also he can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, so he can stay around and you can make sure you get off your fusion equipment, or whatever it's going to be called. You don't have an anime to tell us. I run 4 Protection Shell Therathorda, however you say his name. I'm not going to lie. Basically what he does is just gives a giant debuff to all dragon attributes on board. And then during the attack phase and final phase, you can nullify all these of all cards with dragon in its attribute, which is nice, and that effect can't be nulled, which is nice. Another double attacker with Soul Guard. Really nice. It's just to help the rest of your monsters swinging, because your item's going to have no problem getting over numbers. It's to help with the rest of your monsters swinging in. Play 4 Protection Shell. I'm going to call it Greg, because let's be real. Greg is basically just an Aldwall on all of the not safe for work substances. It is an ability of the Guardian Knight's Blessing, so when he's dropped, you get to gain 2 gauge, 2 life, and then if you have Messiah Arms item equipped, you draw 2 cards. And then it has a neat effect that at the end of the battle, he returns to your hand. Cool little boomerang effect. Nice. Nice. You run 4 Protection Shell Catamus. Pitch card. Check top 5. Really nice. Got pay gauge as well. Check top 5. You get to put 2 Messiah Arms with different card names from among one of them into your hand, and put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Then you may proceed to equip an item from hand by paying its equip cost. You can only use Dragon's Teeth once per turn. Very interesting name, Dragon's Teeth, for his ability. That rounds up the monsters. Items, you run 4 Historical Armor Balmung. You need it for the other item that you run, obviously. Really nothing else. When it's in the soul of Sabar, you pay a life to stand it so you can swing again. Pretty simple. And with Messiah Arms with this card in its soul cannot be destroyed or returned to hand, which protects your big boy, which you only need to run 3 of. That's all you need, because you can search it out easily. And yeah. When it attacks, it nullifies the ability of up to 1 dragon in its attribute on your opponent's field, and you toss it to the drop zone. So you basically get a nice little Vanity Destroyer on there, but doesn't care about Soul Guard. Then counter of a dragon and attribute would attack you alone. You can just straight up nullify the attack, because why not? 5 crit, 3,000 power, 30,000. Whew, that'd be a little sad. Fantastic card. Fantastic card. Been really loving this deck. You run 4 Opening the Door of Fate. Pitch Messiah Arms from your hand. Gauge 2, draw 2 cards. Then if you have Messiah item equipped, draw an additional card. So gauge 2, draw 3. That's what you're looking to do. Pretty straightforward in my opinion. We want 3 Blade of Determination. You place into the Soul of Messiah Arm on your field. It protects its souls from being nulled and from being dropped, right? No, just being from null, which is fine. And then counteract if you're being attacked by anything, so gets over the whole dragon influence of this deck. You can just pay gauge and nullify the attack once per turn, so hence why you run 3. So you can get multiples into the soul, so you can do it a few times. You want 3 resolution to protect. Counter, you can either stand your Messiah Arms item, or for this turn, damage, the next damage you take is reduced to 0, or you make it to where your opponent can't do anything when you're swinging with your item. That's kind of how it'd be like with this deck. That's what you want to do. It's fun. Only need 3. 3 Assault Guards, pretty straightforward. Cast cost, put monster into drop zone, gauge and draw. Pretty simple. I play 2 Aileron Rings. You run it for, because you don't really run any other negates outside of like, I can't even remember the card's name now. It doesn't matter. To use it, but you can also pitch cards too, so you can pitch the Greg to gain all of the effects for Greg. Nice. 2 buddy blocks, because you basically stall your opponent out during their attack phase, and then you go, alright, now we're going to make sure you can't deal me any more damage by attacks. That's why you run that. We got 2 of the Great Spell Winterstide. End of first battle, end attack phase. 2 Breathing Guards. Breathing Guards are Breathing Guards. I don't know if you need me to explain that even further. Dragoness Pressure. Pay gauge and a life to hit up to 3 dragon attributed cards on your opponent's field for this turn to get minus 30,000 power and defense, and minus 3 crit. Almost every deck has a card like this, the whole stat reduction. It's needed. It just keeps the game fair in that sense. I run 2 time sales. You don't have to run time sales, so you can run Yingle Guards instead. As of right now, I don't have enough Yingle Guards with all my Legend World decks. So I decided this one will take the hit. And time sale works out fine anyways. You gauge ramp enough anyways. You don't really care about life too much because you have pretty decent protection. Finally, we have Dragon Slaying Arts Rengar Flame. So you can only cast it if a Messiah Arms item with souls. Pay 2 gauge, deal damage to your opponent for each different monster with Dragon Edge attribute in your opponent's drop zone. This damage can't be reduced. I think it's a fantastic way to end off this deck. I really like it. I've had a lot of fun with this deck. It's nothing too crazy. I do have another build with the other Messiah Arms that I'm working on, but I'm still kind of tweaking it and so forth, but it's going to be a real interesting deck. I really do like this one. I love the SP. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell so you never miss out on a notification. Follow us on Instagram. I'm going to force Jacob to post a picture of this SP because it is fantastic. Join our Discord if you want to keep talking about this deck, or if you want to just throw shade at me because you think this deck's not going to survive much longer. That's cool too. You can support us on Patreon or checking out our shop. Links will be in the description down below. And above all else, leave a comment to let me know what decks you might want to see next. And stay classy, y'all.